Today we are talking about using Tailwind CSS in NextJS. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Hamid. I'm a full stack web developer, and here on this channel we talk all about modern web development and mainly NextJS and React. So let's get into this. So Tailwind CSS is a utility-first CSS framework that just makes it easy for you to style your components without ever having to leave your markup. You still need to know CSS, but it just makes it so much easier. To get started, let's head out to docs and read the framework guide that just instructs us how to set this up in NextJS. So first step, you would just create an NextJS project by running npx create next app and your project name. You would then go to that project folder, and then you can install Tailwind CSS and its dependencies. So let me just do this. I've already done the first step of creating an NextJS app, but we're going to install the CSS, the Tailwind CSS and its dependencies together. So we're going to run the first script, which installs Tailwind CSS, post CSS, and auto prefixer. Next, we're going to have to run this script, which initializes our Tailwind config.js file, which is this file, which we're going to modify to actually read the contents of our pages and components that are JS files, TS files, JSX or TSX. Now that we are here, actually, let me just update them to be JSX because it's so much easier to work with JSX than JS. You get some nice auto completions. Okay, nevertheless, let me just close this up, save the Tailwind config CSS, and then we're going to go to our global CSS and we're going to set these Tailwind directives. So the way NextJS is set up, it has this styles folder where you have your global styles, and then you would have any other module CSS that you're using for different components or pages under here. So I'm going to delete this home because we no longer are going to use module CSS. So in our home page, which is actually using that style from home module CSS, I'm just going to replace this whole thing with a simple component that says homepage. Sorry, that says homepage. So if I run the development server, sorry, and open up my application, you should be able to see that homepage over there. Now in the global CSS, that's the next step we're going to do here. We're going to copy these directives instead of the styles that come with NextJS. I'm going to copy the Tailwind directives, which are going to reset any browser settings and then apply these components and utilities so we could start using them. So you could see everything has been set up. We'll reset it and we're good to go. And that's the last step for you to be able to use Tailwind CSS. So no longer we're going to have different modules for different components. And if you needed to create any custom classes, you can create them in this same global CSS. And by the way, this global CSS is imported into your underscore app. So this applies globally to all of your pages and components. So anything that you would want to add, you could just add them here with the layer directive, maybe the base layer. Let's say I want to create a section class that just applies, and this is how you apply Tailwind classes to inside your CSS. So I apply a padding Y of 24. So anytime I add a section class to anything, it just adds padding. So let's just put this, let's just see this in action. So index.js, let's just copy this and say I'm going to have a section with the section class I just created. I'm going to put an h1 in here, and I'm going to say this is the home page. So right now the only difference is that we are having this padding over here, and I can easily add maybe a text size of 3XL, a font of bold, and maybe a color of text emerald, which is a nice green color. Another thing you could do with Tailwind CSS is that you can extend its capabilities. So in your config.js, you see this extend. For example, something that I always use is this container. So you can extend the classes that come out of the box. With Tailwind, you can extend it to your own likings. So one of the options is this container. You're not limited to this. You can extend any of the utility classes, let's say for font sizes, for paddings, whatever comes with Tailwind comes, but you can just extend it to maybe more padding options, more font sizes or font options, more box shadows, anything that you think of, you could just extend it. So it's not, you're not limited to what comes with Tailwind, even though it's very comprehensive and you would really need to extend it, but you can. Even the colors that you're using, you can extend it to accommodate custom colors for your customers. So this container, this setting or this extension now makes this container class available. So let me show you how this works. If I go back and let's say here I have a div with the class of container, and then add this h1 into it, you see this just centers my content and adds some padding. You can see with this border. Let me just change the color of this border to something you can see. So as you can see, it centered my div and then added this padding to both sides. You can also apply Tailwind classes to your HTML element. So let's say I want to add this to my HTML tag. So I go HTML and I go apply. Maybe I want this to be a height of 100%. So not only you can create custom classes, but you can also apply CSS to your HTML elements, just like how you would do it in regular CSS. Now let's go ahead and create a navigation bar together so we could see how easy it is to work with Tailwind classes. So let's say I want to have a header section over here with navigation inside of it, maybe some list elements. I'm going to put links, next links inside, and let's say anchor tag. This is going to say home. Let's move this href up to the link. That's how you're supposed to do it in NextJS. And let's just repeat this for maybe 3 times. And next is going to go to the about page. It's going to also say about. And then let's also have the contact and then contact over here. So as you can see, we have those navigations there. It's not looking that great right now. So let's add a background of maybe gray 50, and then let's also come to this nav and add a class of container. Maybe we add some padding over here. Okay, nice. Now this UL, I can make this a I can make this a flexbox, and I can give it a gap of 4. And as easy as that, we have created this navigation. Now Tailwind has some pseudo classes as well. So here on this home page, in this home link, let's say I want to change the color of this link when the user hovers over it. So I say hover, and then these are the different states that you can target in Tailwind. I say on hover, change the color to this nice green again. So when I hover over this guy, the color changes to that green. Now, I have a video on my channel which shows you how to use Tailwind CSS with the next theme package to enable dark themes and light themes, which is very easy using Tailwind because Tailwind also comes with variants such as dark. So let's say I want to say if my theme is dark, now change this text color maybe to white on a dark. Now right now, because my system is set to the dark mode, Tailwind is reading the dark from there. But in that video that I'm going to link somewhere in the cards here for you, you can see how to manually toggle between light and dark modes instead of reading from the system preferences using the Next Themes package. So that's it for this video, folks. I hope you learned something in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment below for me, and I'll hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.